Previously on Aaox Plays Save the Date. I know how to keep you alive. I just stop playing the game, but I can't stop playing the game because I need to see you survive. In conclusion. Yeah, I don't even know why I did that. Okay, everyone. This is gonna be like a 3-part series. I only meant for this to be a very short video. Okay. You did tell me in an earlier playthrough. You keep dying in stupid ways. You died in a lot of stupid ways. 12 times in 9 different ways. Every single one. I know I'm lying, I'm trying to be cool. You're still kinda doomed. We talk about different things up here than we do down there, and I need your help. I'm hoping you can find me, figure out what I'm missing. Well, I certainly have a vested interest. I'll obviously do whatever I can. So now what? I guess we just talk and see what happens. This is all too big to take in, almost. I'm kind of out of my depth. What am I missing here? Why is this game so hard? I wish I could figure out how to win this. Why do you think you keep dying? I wish I knew what this is all about. Or should you come and sit on the other side of the bench? Or is that just postponing the inevitable? This game has got me at every turn. She won't have any ideas. She doesn't even know this is a game. She does know this is a game, but she... Why do you think you keep dying? That's kind of a personal question. I don't know, I'm not really sure how to answer that. I mean, I haven't exactly been kicking over tombstones or tripping old gypsy ladies or anything lately. I can honestly say that this is a bit outside my experience, so I don't really have any idea why it keeps happening. How do you even go about diagnosing something like that? I know. Excuse me, doctor, but can you tell me why I'm doomed? I mean, I don't know. Let's think about this. How does it usually work in video games? In video games, you bash your head against it until you find a way. Aerith. It's Aerith, not Aerith. Well, I suppose Aerith is in the English translation. Go on. I'm supposed to die in order to, you know, embolden you, strengthen your resolve so you can complete... I don't want that! The game always ends right after I die, and if there are a bunch of ways I can die, that does seem to imply that you're supposed to find a way to avoid it. Right? I know! I guess don't take this the wrong way, but you could KSC... Yes, I know! Yes, I've been saying that this whole time! You could say I keep dying because we haven't figured out how to save me yet. That's what I've been saying this whole time, Felicia. I had this figured out. Is that the only way to win? Is the only way to win to stop playing? And can I live with that? This whole thing. This was supposed to be a fun... This was supposed to be a fun little video. I did it at 2 in the morning because I couldn't get to sleep and wanted to make some extra content for you. But now I'm sitting here questioning my very existence. So, the pathetic power fantasy in video games that stirs us to win, even in the face of impossible odds, and the fact that Felicia has now died 12 times because of my bloody-minded obsessiveness with saving her life, has resulted in her dying 12 times and me essentially being told that it's all my fault, which it is. Damn you, Chris. I'm not missing anything. What am I missing here? I'm missing the answer to a puzzle, but... Yeah. Well, if you're missing... Although, if you want my opinion, I think you might also be missing a clear idea of exactly what it will look like when you find it. Let's think through it. You've gotten this far by saving and loading your games to make sure that you never make mistakes, right? But now you're worried that there might actually be a choice you can make that leads to what you want. If you've reached the end of what you can accomplish with good choices, then all that's left are bad choices, right? What else can you do, right? If your choices are all bad ones, then you either have to pick one anyway or stop playing by the game's rules. Yeah, I remember that movie. Oh cool, wasn't that a great movie? Anyway, I'm just thinking about how that movie ended. He kept doing all the things with the town so he could making changes, but ultimately couldn't get out until he himself changed in some way. I wonder if this is sort of like that. Obviously it isn't a perfect analogy, but maybe the choice you need to make to win isn't something that you can do, but rather something you have to be. I'm gonna say nothing. I'm gonna watch the falling stars. Have you ever thought about how stories work? A lot, actually. Oh cool, me too. I used to think about them all the time. Not about particular stories, but about how they work as a medium and why we love them so much. Have you ever thought about where a story lives? Like where it, I don't know how to really say this, where it exists? I used to think that stories lived in, books, or in the mind of the person telling the story, or whatever. And I think stories live in the brain of whoever's listening to it. When someone tells us a story, we go along with whatever they say, because that's the easiest thing to do. But what if they stopped telling us what to do? What if someone told you a story and then stopped before telling you how it ends? Is the story dead forever, doomed to be forever unfinished? What if you like the story, and want an ending, even if you didn't start it? Are you allowed to finish it yourself? It's in your head at this point, right? You can do whatever you want with it. Who's going to stop you? And then what if they did finish telling you the story, but you just didn't like how it ended? What if you just decided that it ended in a different way than they said? The very act of storytelling is itself a deeply collaborative activity, right? They have to tell you a story, and you have to play it out in your mind while they tell you. That's how it works, right? What would happen if the audience rebelled and played a different story in their minds than the one that was being told? Would that story be any less valid or real? You can't just stop reading before you get to the last page and write your own. I'm not going to say that. Even if you don't like the ending, it's still the official ending, no matter what you want. I can't just change the ending because I disagree with it. Are you suggesting that I just, imagine a better ending? Yeah, I guess so. This is a game, right? If regular storytelling wasn't collaborative enough already, game storytelling kicks it up to a whole new level. In a book or movie, the author can at least know that you'll read everything exactly as you wrote it. Someone writing a game, though, already has to cede a ton of control to the player just to make it a game. The player can already make the game tell an entirely different story than the one the author envisioned, just in how they play. Maybe they make the hero die instead of save the day. Maybe they don't turn out to be a bad enough dude to save the president after all. Hey, Felicia! God, I wish you were real. So if you can do that, do you even need the game to tell you the rest of the story? If I'm in a story, and the ultimate controller of the story is you, then theoretically you should be able to just decide that it ends however you want, and it will. Maybe you're right. I'll give it a try. I have faith. You can make the story go wherever you want. All you have to do is stop listening to the game's plans for the story and start following your own. Although, if you're taking suggestions for the ending, might I suggest that I'd love to win the lottery and own a private tropical island? Win the lottery. Just saying. So you're still here. I'm still here. You've already been mangling the story by reloading, restarting, and undoing your choices after you see where they lead. Why are you getting cold feet now? What's the problem here? Seriously, quit the game, walk away, write whatever ending you want for me in your head. Whatever you imagine by yourself will be every bit as real and valid as whatever the game is telling you to imagine. Why are you still here? Haven't you started writing your own ending yet? That will result in her dying. Okay, guys. I'm going to hit F9. I'm going to restart Fraps in Notepad, and I'm going to write the ending to the story. See you in a bit. So, let's see. Felicia wanted an ending. Hell, you know what? I feel powerful. I feel really powerful right now. I have control. I have control. So, how about we write a story? Let's write a story, shall we? Okay. Aaox and Felicia sat there, looking at the stars, contemplating how awesome it would be if they just didn't die. Thankfully, brilliantly, they didn't. A bright light enveloped enveloped their view. It wasn't shooting stars or gas explosions or even space aliens with death rays. It was quite simply the white screen of a desktop. That's it, guys, but the Notepad application, to be specific. Aaox sat there, contemplating. He couldn't quite work out why things had happened the way they did. Felicia was just a bunch of abstract code. He was just a human. Chris smiled. He knew he'd got him. Aaox didn't. He was really beginning to question whether this would make a good video series for his mostly humor-based channel. Of course, it was certainly an eye-opening experience. We'd never been hit quite this hard by video game storytelling before. Certainly not since the Stanley Parable. At least. That new candy. God damn. But that didn't matter to Aaox. Because right now, he was imagining Felicia and himself sitting on a tropical beach, having won the lottery, and he'd also got a bunch of subscribers. Maybe not that last part. Maybe it was fantastic. Thank you very much for watching this video. It was 2 in the morning when I started this. It's now 3 in the morning. This is going to be about 4 videos. I'm sorry it's not what you usually see from Aaox, but this was a fantastic experience. I am so glad you came along for the ride. Thank you for being patient and bearing with me. This was Save the Date. Now what say you and me go back into Save the Date? No! No, I can't do that though. That would completely destroy the point. Okay, that was the end. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for saving the date with me. Hell yes! And thank you very much, Chris Cornell. I think that was your name.